All right, new feature on the channel. I'm doing the Insider Ties show, and there's not a lot of people that look at the videos, but that's coming. I mean, we'll see. I don't know, but I'm giving out some good information on the website, www.arc-usa.com. I do this thing called Insider Ties, and what I do is I talk about industry news, or I look at stocks, and I look at certain things, and I write about it on the site. So if people come to the site, they can learn a little bit more about the sneaker business and about business in general. So it combines my passion for sneakers with my passion for talking about business. So this is the first edition of Insider Ties. The topics for today: the genius of Nike, Nike and their advertising other companies. I'm trying to figure that out. I'm going to get to it and be clear. All right, I'm going to clear. Nike and Footlocker is what I should call it. That's what I'll call it. All right, so I'm going to change this up here on one of these sides. I'm going to change it. If it's an annotation, you can see it on a desktop, but not on a mobile platform. And then I'm going to drop off some music at the end of it. But these won't run that long. They're going to be really quick. And I hope you dig what I'm talking about. And you'll be able to click the links and go and check out everything that I'm talking about on the website as well. So it's like double the information. Insider Ties. Drop the beat. Let's get into it. All right, so first topic, the genius of Nike. And this is something that I've gotten into discussions with my man Tayyib at House of Kicks. Nike is doing some incredible work. And while it looks like things are sitting on the shelves and that could be bad for Nike, it's not quite as easy or clear as it looks, okay? I'm going to drop a stat here near that you guys should check out. So check out the stat. And this is about brands. All right. So we're looking at brands in general. Instead of just looking at sneakers overall, we're going to look at brands. And we talk about companies that are quote unquote failing. But we're going to look at brands. So let me drop this in
So
real quick.
what you see in this picture, in this graphic, is McDonald's. McDonald's is a brand just like Nike is a brand, just like Adidas is a brand, just like Wendy's is a brand. Now, why am I introducing McDonald's? Um, McDonald's is closing 700 stores. Here's this juggernaut of a fast food restaurant. Same as Wendy's, these big giant juggernauts, and they're closing 700 stores. McDonald's selling 650 stores. And then we can look at sneaker shops and brands. Finish Line is closing 120 stores. That's something very interesting to look at in regard to brands.
All right. In regard to brands, this is something we have to understand about Nike. And I want to read this to you and just basically kind of look at it in verbatim. And this is on the website, like I said, it's on at the link at the link right here and down in the description on the Inside the Ties article on the genius of Nike. Nike is a brand that bases everything on cool. Um, Being cool is the basis of the success. Nike is really a marketing company, and I've heard this said before. Nike is a marketing company masquerading as an athletics company, and I agree. It's not about the technology in the shoe or the development of new concepts, even though you can see the Flyknit and everything else that pops up about Nike. So it is kind of about the technology. The irony, though, is that another brand would let's think about the most consistent and arguably one of the best pros in the last 20 years wore a shoe later that was sold at Payless. So here's a Payless brand that carries an athlete's shoe, Shaquille O'Neal, and that shoe performed just as well, right? So it's not a matter of the technology in the shoe. Another indicator of how meaningless technology is in regard to Nike being the number one brand is this year's MVP. Steph Curry, Steph Curry's back-to-back MVP. He wears a shoe that's a fraction of the cost of a LeBron, right? So when we start to look at this stuff, we realize that it's not necessarily technology, it's the marketing standpoint. Nike has the most athletes. Nike has been basically building their brand for so long and so well that even if Under Armour's sales increase, which is noted in the stock, I'm going to put a stock picture in here for a brief moment so you can see it. Um, Nike's not bothered at all. Even with Steph Curry winning MVP with a shoe to go with it, Nike's still dropping shoes, and this is why they're basically genius, because the shoe costs 45 to make, Retail for the shoe is $200. Wholesale for the shoe is $100. Nike sells the shoe wholesale and retail. Let's say they make 10,000 pair of a $200 shoe, right? They send 7,500 pair to their various account holders. They keep 2,500 pair, right? Cost of production is 450,000. So if they sell their shoes through Nike.com and Nike retail, and they keep 2,500, that's $500,000, right? So Nike's already made a profit on the production of the shoe, which is not quite accurate, but they have to pay employees and things like that. But think about that. When they sell it wholesale, that's another $750,000, and that's all profit. Even in a worst case scenario, if Nike kept all of their shoes, all 10,000 pairs, and sold them at a reduced cost of $129.99, Nike still makes an immense amount of money. And what's interesting is this is exactly how Nike plans to continue its growth. And this is the genius of Nike, direct to consumer. Now, I did a video that I'm going to put the link for it over here. I don't know. I'll put it over here so you can see it. And you need to see this information, but definitely go to the Insider Ties article and read the rest of the article. Nike equals genius. You know, but that is until the people, you guys out there, decide to become more aggressive. And I think that's kind of changing. And you realize that your dollars equal to power. Now, another Nike topic, and I'm going to get ready to put that up here. So let me blank out so I can drop this stock quote in here so you can see the stock prices, just so you can see the stock prices real quick. So I'm going to drop that in here, and we're going to come back and get the topic too.
So like I said, I wanted you to see the stock prices. Notice that Nike is trading at about 50 and Adidas is trading much higher at 70. And Under Armour is coming in third place as the big three now is Under Armour, Adidas, and Nike. And a lot of you guys that are sneakerheads likes to think that Nike is just completely crushing everybody. Well, yeah, Nike makes a ton of money, but Nike doesn't trade as high as Adidas because Adidas owns soccer. And that's important to note. Just wanted you to see these stock prices.
All right,
That's it.
so I wanted you to see those stock prices because I needed you to understand that Nike is a behemoth. It's a huge company, but so is Adidas. All right, and Under Armour is doing a great job. They're nowhere near the other two, but I think we have to get a little bit smarter as consumers. And I did this in another series of videos. I talked about consumers. We're all consumers. We all buy different things. We need to be a little bit smarter about what we're purchasing and what we're using our money on. So the next topic we're getting into, and this one won't be as long. This is just something that I was kind of intrigued by, and I'm wondering. I hope you guys. I like to hear what some of you guys think about this. I'm on Nike's website the other day, right, and I'm clicking a pair of shoes. The KD9s just dropped the USA colorway, and I'm like, yo, well, let's just go to the Nike site and see what's popping if these sold out on the Nike site. Everybody's talking to Jordan stuff, rah rah rah. So I go to the Nike site, and the USA KD9s are sold out. But that's not what's interesting. I'm going to put this picture in and show you this picture, and then I'm going to come back and talk about it a little bit more. But it's bugged out. Underneath, where typically it would just say sold out, there were a few other words, and there's going to be a little arrow pointing to it. So let me drop this picture in so you can see this, and then we're going to get ready to end this episode. It's going a little bit longer than I wanted to go, but it's the first episode. We wanted to get a feel for how this is going to roll. I'm going to drop these videos every week. Sorry about the squeaky chair. And I'm going to drop these videos every week, but here comes this picture. I just want you guys to see this picture, and I want to see what you guys think about it.
All right, so here's the picture of the KD9. And if you notice it says sold out, you may have to blow it up to see the picture. But you see this big arrow, and I dropped that arrow there because it says something really interesting. It says the KD9 is currently sold out, but you can buy it at the House of Hoops. Now, I don't know if I haven't been paying attention, and this has happened before, and we've all seen this before, and I just did not pay attention to it. But Nike is running you or pushing you directly to Footlocker.
So maybe I never paid attention to it, and that has always been the way that Nike did something when it closed out. But I just thought it was really interesting to see that basically an advertisement on Nike for the House of Hoops and Footlocker. So I thought it was interesting. I think, I want to hear what you guys think about that. And if it's happened before, somebody tell me, yeah, Chris, you know what? That happened before. They always do that when the shoe sells out. They tell you where you can buy it. I don't think I've ever seen that. So let me know if I'm wrong. All right, we're going to close out the show. This is the first episode of Insider Ties. Glad you guys, if you stayed this long and watched it all the way through, I appreciate it. It's going to get better because I got some dope topics coming up. So make sure you come back, make sure you subscribe, share it with other people that like business and sneaker talk. And let's build this thing up and talk about things that you guys want to talk about as well. But I got some great episodes coming up in the next few weeks. We're gonna roll out of this with something from the website that I got put up on a long time ago, and I really love finding underground hip hop to kind of go out with. The beat for Insider Ties came from Beats by Mono. I'm going to link the video right here at the end, somewhere right here. I'm going to link the video so you guys can click through. But we're getting ready to fade out, and we're going to close this episode out with a little bit of miscommunication from Monotone and Loose Slug, MLS. So let's see if you can hear that. And we're going to bump this and we're going to fade out. Let's do this. Peace. Oh, next week, Tuesday, I'll be dropping another episode. So make sure you come back. I'm dropping another episode. MLS, miscommunication. Link is right here. Keep that.